She tells you she loves you. She tells you that you are a good man, safe, reliable, dependable, and you take these words as compliments. You wear them like medals on your chest. But in the dark language of evolutionary psychology, these are not compliments. They are a diagnosis. They are the terms and conditions of a business contract. You look at your life and you see a partnership, you see a home, you see a future you're building together. But she sees something entirely different. She sees a 401k with a heartbeat. She sees an insurance policy against the cold reality of aging. She sees a retirement plan. Welcome to the brutal truth of the modern mating marketplace. There is a fundamental difference between a man a woman kills for and a man a woman settles for. Between the man who keeps her awake at night with desire and the man who lets her sleep soundly because the bills are paid. You think you won the prize? You think because she chose you that you defeated the competition. But you did not win. You were simply the last one standing. When the music stopped and the lights came on and she realized she needed a ride home. Tonight, we are going to dissect the most painful realization a man can have. We are going to look at why your marriage feels like a corporation, why the passion evaporated the moment the ring went on, and why you feel less like a lover and more like a utility provider. This is not a video about hate. This is a video about biology. It is about the harsh economic reality of female selection strategies. And it starts with understanding one simple, terrifying fact. She didn't choose you because she couldn't live without you. She chose you because she couldn't afford to live without your resources. Let's open the file. To understand your position, we must strip away the romance and look at the hardware. Human beings are not in Disney characters. We are biological machines, driven by ancient code that does not care about your feelings. Evolution has one goal: survival. And for a woman, survival requires two distinct things. First, she needs good genes. She needs a blueprint that is strong, resilient, dominant. This ensures her offspring can survive the physical world. This is the attraction to the dangerous man, the risk taker, the man who ignores rules, the man who made her heart race and her hand shake. But there is a second requirement. She needs provision. She needs security. She needs a nest that is safe from predators and storms. This ensures the offspring can actually grow up. This is where you come in. In evolutionary psychology, this is known as the dual mating strategy. It is the brutal truth that women are wired to desire two different types of men, often at two different times in their lives or even two different times in their monthly cycle. When she is fertile, when biology is screaming at her to reproduce, she craves the genetic alpha. She craves the man who offers nothing but his presence, the man who validates her simply by existing. But when the window closes, or when the reality of raising a child sets in, the priority shifts. The thrill becomes a liability. Danger is no longer sexy, it is just dangerous. So she suppresses the primal desire for the genetic jackpot, and she activates the logical search for the provider. You were never the object of her primal desire, you were the object of her logical calculation. Think back to the stories she told you, about her ex-boyfriends, the ones who treated her poorly, the ones who were unavailable, the ones who broke her heart. Notice the emotion in her voice when she speaks of them. Even years later, there is a fire there, a lingering obsession. She will tell you she hates them, but hate is not the opposite of love. Indifference is. She is not indifferent to them. Now look at how she speaks to you. Is there fire, or is there just warmth? Warmth is nice, warmth is comfortable, but warmth does not create life. Fire creates life. You represent the safety net. You are the man who pays for the mistakes made with other men. She had the fun, she had the chaos, she had the intense mind-altering highs of genuine biological attraction. And when that ride became too scary, or when the ticket became too expensive, she got off the ride, and she walked over to the bench where you were waiting. Patiently, reliably. You think you saved her, you think you won her heart because you treated her better than they did. But biology does not reward nice. Biology rewards fitness. She traded the currency of lust for the currency of security. It is a pragmatic trade, a smart trade, for her. But for you, it is a tragedy, because you are paying full price for a leased vehicle. You are investing your life's energy into a woman who views you as a utility, a necessary appliance in the household of her life. like a refrigerator, or a thermostat, vital for survival, but incapable of generating excitement. This is why the spark isn't there. It didn't fade away over time. It was never there to begin with. You cannot reignite a fire that was never lit. You were hired for a job, and that job was to provide the resources while she reminisces about the man who provided the genes. There is a specific window of time in the life of the modern woman that acts as a psychological event horizon. We call it the Epiphany phase. It typically occurs between the ages of 28 and 32. This is the moment the music changes. For a decade. From 18 to 28, she lived in a world of abundance. She was the selector. She held all the cards. She had access to the VIP sections. She had access to the high-status men. The men who were exciting, the men who were unpredictable, the men who treated her as an option. And because they treated her as an option, she chased them as a priority. She called this finding herself. She called this living her best life. But biology is a cruel accountant. And eventually the bill comes due. She wakes up one day and notices the invitations are slowing down. She notices the men she desires, the high-value players, are no longer looking at her. They are looking at the 22-year-olds who just entered the club. The bad boy. The one she cried over. The one she gave her best years to. He isn't going to commit. He never was. He was renting her youth, and the lease is up. Panic sets in. This is the pivot. This is the moment she realizes that fun does not pay the rent in the long term. Excitement does not provide health insurance. So she undergoes a massive corporate rebranding. She changes her marketing strategy overnight. She stops talking about passion. She starts talking about stability. She stops looking for butterflies. She starts looking for maturity. And this, my friend, is where you walk into the room. You meet her during this phase, and she tells you the lie that every man wants to hear. She looks you in the eye and says, "I'm done with games. I'm tired of the jerks. I just want a nice guy." And you believe her. You think this is a compliment. You think you have won because you are the nice guy. But translate those sentences into reality. "I'm done with games" means I lost the game. "I'm tired of the jerks" means the jerks are tired of me. "I just want a nice guy" means I need a bailout. You're not meeting her at her peak. You're meeting her at her liquidation sale. She is selling her stock at a discount because the market value is dropping. She packages this desperation as growth. She tells you she has matured. She tells you she used to be wild. But now she is ready to build something real, and you starved for validation, starved to be chosen. You accept this narrative without question. You think you are special because you are the one she is marrying. You think you are the one who tamed her, but you didn't tame anything. A lion tamer masters the beast while it is still dangerous. You are just the zookeeper who sweeps the cage of a lion that is too old to hunt. She didn't settle down because she found you. She settled down because she was tired of running. Think about the energy she gave those men in her past. She drove across the state at 2 a.m. just to see them for an hour. She waited by the phone. She cooked for them. She compromised her own standards just to be near them. That was submission. That was desire. Now look at what you get. You get boundaries. You get compromise. You get we need to schedule intimacy. She has nothing left to give. She spent her emotional capital on men who didn't appreciate it. And now that she's bankrupt, she comes to you for a loan. The tragedy is not that she had a past. We all have a past. The tragedy is that she views her past as the adventure, and her present with you as the retirement. You are the nursing home for her libido, safe, sterile, and utterly devoid of adrenaline. She loves you, but she loves you the way she loves a comfortable sweater. She wears you because it's cold outside, not because you make her feel beautiful. And deep down, in the silence of the night when you are sleeping beside her, you know it. You can feel the difference between being desired and being used. She is not building a life with you, she is resting, and you are footing the bill for her recovery. How do you know? How do you verify if you are the retirement plan? You don't need a polygraph, you just need to look at the bedroom. The bedroom is the only place in a relationship where you cannot fake reality for long. Words can lie, actions can be managed, but genuine physiological arousal cannot be negotiated. Let's look at the symptoms of the beta-provider dynamic. Symptom number 1, the dead bedroom. Or worse, the comatose bedroom. It starts slowly. Excuses, headaches, stress. I feel gross. I'm too tired from the kids. You accept these reasons because you are a logical man. You think if you solve the problem, you get the reward, so you help more. You clean the house, you take the kids on Saturday, you reduce her stress. And what happens? Nothing changes, because desire is not a reward for good behavior. Desire is an involuntary response to presence. When she was with the man she actually desired, she was tired then too. She was stressed then too. But she found the energy. She made the time, because she was hungry for him. With you, she is not hungry. She is full. You provide so much safety and comfort that she is stuffed to the brim with security. There is no room for hunger. Symptom number 2, transactional intimacy. When sex does happen, does it feel like a mutual collision of passion, or does it feel like she is paying a bill? Pay attention to the mechanics. Does she initiate, or does she simply submit? There is a horrifying difference between a woman who wants you inside her and a woman who lets you inside her because it's Tuesday and she wants to keep the peace. This is duty sex. It is the hush money of the marriage. She gives you just enough physical contact to keep you from leaving, but never enough to make you feel alive. It is maintenance sex. She is servicing the account, she is checking the oil into the car so the engine doesn't seize, but she isn't enjoying the drive. Symptom number 3, the managerial communication style. Listen to what she says to you. Analyze the transcript of your daily life. What are the topics? The mortgage, the leaky faucet, the parent-teacher conference, the grocery list, the schedule. She talks to you like a business partner. She talks to you like a co-worker in a logistics company. Because that is what you are. You are the chief operations officer of her life. She values your input on the budget. She trusts your decision on the insurance. But she does not wonder what you are thinking. She does not ask about your dreams anymore. She does not look at you and wonder who you are. She knows exactly who you are. You are the provider. And providers are boring. They are necessary, but they are boring. Symptom number 4, the great dad trap. This is the most subtle and painful sign of all. She praises you constantly. But listen to the adjectives. You're such a great father. You're such a good provider. You're so stable. I don't know what I would do without your help. And notice what is missing. You are sexy. I want you. You drive me crazy. She respects you. Do not confuse respect with desire. She respects her boss. She respects her father. She respects the police officer. She does not want to sleep with any of them. Respect is dry. Desire is wet. You have successfully negotiated a position of high respect in her life. You have become the patriarch, the pillar of the community. But in doing so, you have agreed to be neutered. You have traded your edge for her approval. And the cruel irony is this. The more you do for her, the more you prove your utility, the less she sees you as a man. You become a piece of furniture, a very expensive, high-quality, beloved piece of furniture. But you don't fuck the furniture. You sit on it. And that is exactly what she is doing. She is resting her entire life on your back, and you are crumbling under the weight, waiting for a thank you that will never be enough. Fill the void. It is easy to blame her. It is easy to call her a gold digger. It is easy to paint her as the villain in this story, but that would be intellectually lazy. And we are not here to coddle you, we are here to cure you. And the cure requires a harsh dose of accountability. You are not a victim here. You are a volunteer. She did not put a gun to your head and force you to sign the marriage license. She did not force you to buy the house you cannot afford. She did not force you to stay in a sexless relationship for 5 years. You did. You signed the contract. You accepted the terms. Why? Why did you agree to a deal where you give everything and get almost nothing in return because you were brainwashed? From the moment you were a boy, you were fed a lie. The blue pill lie. Hollywood told you, society told you, even your mother told you. Just be a nice guy. Work hard or buy her flowers. Treat her like a princess and she will treat you like a king. You were taught that attraction is a transaction. You were taught that if you insert enough good deed tokens into the woman, she will dispense sex and love. This is the covert contract. You believe that your sacrifice creates desire. You believe that your suffering proves your love. But look at the data. Does cleaning the kitchen make her tear your clothes off? Does paying the electric bill make her look at you with lust? No. It makes her look at you with gratitude. And gratitude is the killer of libido. You're trying to negotiate desire. You're trying to buy genuine burning attraction with the currency of utility. It is like trying to buy groceries with monopoly money. It is the wrong currency. She cannot force herself to want you just because you're good. Arousal is not a choice. It is a reaction. And you are terrified of this truth. You're terrified because you don't know how to be the man she wants. You only know how to be the man she needs. You hide behind your wallet. You hide behind your career. You hide behind your role as the good husband. Because deep down you are afraid that if you stopped providing, if you stopped being useful, there would be nothing left of you. You feel empty, so you fill yourself up with utility. You think, at least if she needs me, she won't leave me. This is the savior complex. You want to rescue her. You want to be the hero who saves her from the cold, cruel world. But notice the dynamic of a rescue. The rescuer is always above, the victim is always below. It is a relationship based on pity and dependence, not passion. Batman does not sleep with the citizens he saves them, and then he goes home alone. You have cast yourself in the role of the servant, the butler, the guard dog, and then you are surprised when she treats you like staff. You trained her to treat you this way. Every time you accepted a crumb of affection in exchange for a loaf of provision, you taught her the exchange rate. You devalued your own stock. You showed her that you are cheap. You showed her that you are willing to stay even when the fire is out. So do not hate her for following her biological imperative. She is doing what she must to survive. Hate yourself for accepting a role in a play, where the main character dies of boredom in the second act. You hold the keys to your own cell. You always have. The door is unlocked. You are just too afraid to walk outside. So here we are. At the end of the diagnosis, you know the symptoms, you know the cause. Now you must decide on the cure. You have been carrying what psychologists call the burden of performance. There is a famous saying regarding this. Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something. This is your reality. You have been loved for your provision, not for your existence, and to break this cycle, you must be willing to do the one thing you are most afraid of. You must be willing to stop performing. You must be willing to stop the payments. Not just the financial payments, the emotional payments, the validation payments, the nice guy payments. You need to run a test, a stress test on the structural integrity of your relationship. Stop being the fixer, stop being the safety net, stop chasing her with affection she does not return. Pull your energy back, focus it entirely on yourself. Go to the gym, not for her. For you, build a business, not for the family. For you, find a passion that takes you out of the house and watch what happens. This is the moment of truth. If she looks at your newfound independence and she feels fear, if she attacks you, if she accuses you of being selfish because you're finally prioritizing your own life, then you have your answer. She is a parasite reacting to the loss of the host. She is not fighting for you, she is fighting for her resources. But if she looks at you and she sees a man who is no longer under her control, if she sees a man who is dangerous again, a man who could leave, a man who has options, something strange might happen, the utility might fade, and the desire might return, because desire grows in space. Desire grows in uncertainty. She cannot want you if she already possesses you completely. You must become a mystery again. You must become a challenge again. But you cannot fake this. This is not a tactic. This is not a pickup line. This is a fundamental shift in your existence. You must reach a point where you are genuinely willing to walk away. This is the only negotiating power a man has, the power to leave. As long as you are afraid of losing her, you are her servant. You are her retirement plan. And retirement plans do not get sex. They get dusted off once a year. You have to be willing to burn the plan. You have to be willing to be alone, because being alone is better than being used. Being alone is better than laying in bed next to a woman who sees you as an ATM machine. Wake up. The dream is over. The contract is void. You are not a utility. You are a man, and it is time you started acting like one. The door is open. Walk through it. Most channels will sell you a dream. They will tell you how to get the girl. Here, we teach you how to get yourself back. If you are ready to unplug from the matrix of comforting lies, if you're ready to dissect the psychology of human nature, then you know what to do. Subscribe to Mind Before Skin because the truth hurts, but ignorance kills.